Do you love your mom? When my girlfriend slapped me across the face for the first time, it hurt a lot. But I thought it was just something all girlfriends did, so I just laughed it off and told her not to do it again. Because other than that, she was my dream girl, cooked me homemade chicken Alfredo whenever I was sad. She was the first girl to ever get me flowers, and even 6 months into the relationship when I paid for our meals together, she's just as grateful as she was on our first date. Plus, it wasn't until 8 months into our relationship that a flip had switched, because it was around this time that she found out her dad had been cheating on her mom. It started off small. She'd grab my phone when I got texts, just to check who it was. She'd get upset if I talked to my godmother about a book she wrote. You don't need to smile that much when you talk to her, she'd say about the cashier at Target. Then came the accusations. If I was 5 minutes late from work, I was cheating. If I didn't answer her texts immediately, I was with another girl. She'd slap me playfully when other women walked by, but her nails would leave marks. When I mentioned it hurt, she'd cry about how I didn't understand what she was going through with her family falling apart. Then came the night where Stella pushed me off the balcony. Luckily, I lived on the first floor of my apartment building, so I was just left with 2 broken ribs and a dislocated shoulder. When I went to the hospital, I told all the nurses that I had just played too much basketball, and the other people in my life were already really suspicious of Stella, so I didn't tell them either. But no matter how much she cried to the doctors or posted about how proud she was of me, there was one woman who wasn't buying into her BS, and that woman was my stepmom. She showed up at my apartment the next day with groceries and her laptop. "I'm starting a YouTube channel," she announced. "Home organization and cleaning tips. Very Marie Kondo meets suburban mom." I thought she'd lost her mind. She was a tax attorney who could barely operate the TV remote. She sort of guilted me into being her co-host, using the "I pushed you out of me" card, and she set up cameras all around my apartment, the bathroom, the kitchen, even my bedroom. At the time, she claimed it was so our audience could get the full experience. The genius part? Stella thought it was pathetic. Some desperate stepmom trying to bond with me through a silly project. She'd mock the videos, call my stepmom cringe, but she never saw her as a threat, just another stupid woman in my life. During filming, my stepmom would forget to turn off her phone that was recording voice memos for content ideas. She'd schedule emergency reshoots whenever she noticed fresh bruises, making sure to get them on camera while pretending to film my hands organizing drawer dividers. I had no idea that the whole time she was just documenting everything. We were 3 weeks into our channel when Stella lost it. She saw a comment from a woman saying I had nice hands in our drawer organization video. The camera caught Stella attacking me with a kitchen knife, screaming about how I was just like her father and how she'd make sure no woman ever looked at me again. When I tried to escape, she cornered me, saying she'd tell everyone I abused her if I ever left. That's when my stepmom walked back in, claiming she'd forgotten her laptop charger. But she was live streaming to a cloud server the whole time. She'd even had her lawyer on standby. She tried to save face and told the camera that she was just having fun, but it was too late. We had won, all thanks to my stepmom. Fast forward to 6 months later, when we were sitting in court, armed with undeniable evidence. The judge ruled that the videos were obtained without Stella's consent and therefore inadmissible as evidence. Stella's lawyer successfully argued that I had provoked her by emotionally cheating, and that one isolated incident didn't constitute a pattern of abuse. She walked out of that courtroom with nothing but a warning, while I got a restraining order against me for harassment through recording. Go figure. And that's not even the worst part, because even though I had no desire to break Stella's restraining order, she did. And when I got home that day, I was introduced to my new neighbor, Stella Parkinson. Full story on channel, link below.